hardest part is figuring out what you want to master.
Focus on your product.
Can you tell somebody that they suck?
You got to just go, this is exactly what I want to do for a living.
You can't even tell somebody that their breath is life.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday. It's 10 Minute Monday. We're here with Kevion. If you're wondering why I'm speaking a little fast, it's because we got a clock running. We only got 10 minutes.
Clock's ticking.
Clock is ticking. It's Monday morning. Everyone is up. They might be not in a good mood. They might not be ready to attack this week, or they might be fully focused and ready to go. The point
Good
is,
for them if they are. That's awesome. Teach me how to do that.
That's what we're about to do.
That's not how I feel right when I wake up.
That's what we're about to do, Kev. No, well, we're not going to tell you how to wake up happy, but we're going to tell you how to get happy shortly after.
Cool.
So the goal here is to set everyone off into their week and the rest of their lives with 10 hot minutes of a conversation about something
Let's
useful.
Do it, man.
Here's what I want to talk to you about today. You and I, as everyone knows who's a big fan of this podcast, have now quite a long history, a couple years almost.
Crazy.
After you did my podcast, we had a lot of conversations. You were coaching me, you were telling me your techniques, and a lot of them absolutely changed my life, for lack of not being too dramatic, but in the way that I look at things and the way that I set things up. So I want to give one of those big things this week. The biggest thing is morning routines, gratitude practice. All these things felt a little weird to me when I first started, especially gratitude. But the real focus of those things is to get your vibe right.
100%.
And control the way that you start the day on your terms.
Yeah.
Because we both know, we're both busy guys. I'm sure all of our listeners are busy. There's things like social media. The news is nuts. There's always a lot of things to get lost in. It's really easy to wake up in the morning and get lost in the world.
Yeah.
And one thing that you said to me early on was always try to live in cause, not in effect, which really stuck with me. Because like if you go through your life creating what you want to happen, not just letting things happen to you, it's a totally different experience.
And I think it's the realization that it's your movie. You know, and it's very easy to get caught up in somebody else's movie.
Yeah.
And you're just being reactionary throughout the day.
Yep.
For me personally, I don't usually wake up like, yeah, let's take over the day.
I definitely don't.
You know what I mean?
I wake up pissed.
Dude, I wake up many times telling myself for some stupid reason, because I feel like I have been on a 7-year winning streak since 2012, and I made these shifts, and it's just been 7 years. And many times I wake up and I say, today's the day that you screw it up.
Really?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
And 100% of the time, that fades away within 15 minutes of me being awake. But it takes work.
What's so weird for me is every morning for some reason, I wake up with terrible anxiety.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's as if every morning when I wake up, I have a marathon to run. I have to pitch my whole company to a make or break investor.
Today's the day, and if you can screw it all up today, man.
Yeah. And I'm like going on American Ninja Warrior or something. Like it's just absurd. But I
think too, the thing to get is that that probably increased as your purpose, as your desire. Like we were talking about, why do sometimes people not aim to improve?
Yeah.
And I think it's fear.
Yeah.
Like ignorance creates fear, knowledge creates confidence. So when we're aiming for something bigger and better in life, that is scary.
Yep.
And so I think step one of moving forward and creating the movie you really want to create, because it's not about taking your company to a higher level. It's not about finishing the marathon. It's not about closing escrow on your dream home. It's not about getting married, right? It's about an experience of life.
Yep.
And what is an experience of life? Well, an experience of life is a feeling. So that morning routine, I believe, is all about catching the vibe and catching the feeling of the ultimate highest level version of yourself. And in my experience, that does not happen automatically.
No, it does not.
I gotta do certain practices to catch it and create it. Yeah.
So let's get to the obvious question.
Yeah.
I know that since we started talking, I created mine, and mine has kind of evolved and grown over the last couple of years. What do you do? What do you do every morning?
So I used to go into things like reading and prayer. But I found that right when I wake up, I have, because the practice is mind, body, soul, right?
Yep.
So in my mind, I was like, okay, let me work my mind first. Let me work my soul first and get into prayer. I just personally had a really hard time when I was barely waking up.
Yep.
So I go to physical first.
To get your body moving.
Dude, I got to get my body moving.
Yep.
You know, for those that can wake up and go into prayer or meditation, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I go into physical first.
Yep.
And 99.9% of every day of my life, 7 days a week, within the first 15 minutes of me opening my eyes, I'm breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
And so it's either running these days or it's on the Peloton.
Yep.
Yeah.
How's the Peloton been?
Peloton's a game changer, dude.
I made a Peloton.
Peloton is a game changer.
So you wake up within 50. So are you like sleepwalking to the Peloton?
Dude, I do not like my life, man. I don't like my life while I'm getting dressed. I don't like my life when I'm getting water. All I can hear is go to sleep. This is dumb. Your baby waked up in the middle of the night.
Yep.
You deserve to sleep in. You will have a better day if you sleep in.
Yep.
You should.
God, it's so
you didn't get your
true.
6 hours.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm just like, dude. But as soon as I get through like 5 minutes, it's on.
Yeah.
I have never gotten up. I get up at 4:47. I have never had a time. I don't care if I only had 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Where I'm on the Peloton or I'm running, one of those two, because I start with cardio. And after 5 minutes, I'm thinking, you should turn around, dude. Go turn around. It never happens, dude.
It's such a mind game,
know.
man. It's so weird.
It's difficult.
There's
But I think it's good that it's difficult.
Yeah.
When it's difficult, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
When you sleep in, you're off track.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so then where do you go? Now you're sweating.
Now I'm sweating.
Do you do coffee or no?
Yes.
Okay, so you're chugging
After.
coffee on. Oh, okay,
After.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd be on the Peloton with like a camel
No,
pack
I just-
with like an ice brew.
No, I just have. I just drink my water. I take a big drink of water, and I get on the bike.
Then you're chugging coffee after.
Yep. After that, then I go into mind and spirit, and I do that in the sauna. So I turn the sauna on. I listen to this same song by M83. That's 10 minutes long. I've posted it before.
Every day.
Every day, it
Yep.
just sets the vibe, and I'm in there, and I go through what I'm grateful for.
Yep.
Yeah, I go through what I'm grateful for, and then I go through my goals and my affirmations
Yep.
for the day.
And then what?
After that, so it's a physical,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the sauna is a spiritual and mental
Yep.
practice. After that is I read a devotional with my son.
Yep.
Because by that time it's about 6:30, so you'll see me and I read through my son's Bible book with him
Yep.
while eating breakfast.
Yep.
Honestly, dude, it is freaking unreal. Like I get out of the situation, and 95% of the time we get out, and my wife, it's the most unreal thing. She has some breakfast laid out.
Yeah.
She's written a note.
Yeah.
The coffee is pouring when I come out of the sauna.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot thank my wife enough for making our life as awesome as it is.
Yeah.
Because truly, that's how it is. I get out of the sauna, and breakfast is there, and my son is ready to read our devotional.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
That's
is
so
real
good.
life, dude.
And let me ask you this, because this is the obvious question. Damn, time is flying by.
Let's go, man.
Let me ask you this. When do you check your phone through all of this? Do you not check it until you're out of the sauna? Do you check for
So,
emergencies only?
I don't look at communication. I don't want to communicate with anybody on my phone, but I do want to share my practices. So I'll post stories throughout the day.
Yep.
I just won't look at the DMs,
Yep.
and I won't look at any communication because I don't want to get caught up in something that I'm not. I'm trying to stay in my certain vibe, and I don't know what's going to come through.
And so when do you allow yourself? After breakfast?
I don't talk to anybody until I'm in the car, and I get in the car around 7:45. Yeah. So that means from 4:47 to 7:45, that's 3 hours where the only people that I talk to were myself, God, and my family.
Yeah. That's solid.
Yep. And then when it comes to even getting to the office, I'm very clear on even who I'm talking to for the first 3 hours.
That's so good. Yeah, it's so important. Mine is I wake up, I learned that I love meditating in the morning, right?
Yeah.
It really helps kill
You
that.
start with that?
No, so here's the problem. I starting with that,
Yeah.
and then I started dozing off during
Okay.
meditation. So I'm
Right.
like, all right, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, dude.
I'm similar to you in the sense of I don't run straight to cardio. I learned that if I read first, it actually works. It
Wow.
sounds crazy.
That's awesome.
But with my sleepy, negative mind, by reading, I'm forcing myself to focus. It's almost like a mental cardio. I'm forcing myself to focus. I'm taking in good information. It's
Yeah.
always a positive book or learning or something. Taking that in, starting my day off with ideas and new information and all this stuff. Then I meditate. Then I meditate after that because now my mind is awake enough.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, I'm chugging coffee just the entire time. Then I do gratitude, affirmations, goals, chug a bunch of water, text my mom because it starts your day off as a good son.
Yep.
Everyone loves being a good
Dude,
son.
come
Your
on.
mom loves to hear
Come
from
on,
you. Everyone
that's
should
incredible.
think about that.
My mom's gonna ask me now, why don't I text her in the morning?
100%.
She listens to you. My mom's your biggest fan.
I love your mom. She's amazing. And you know what, Mom? He should text you more. And
Damn it,
personally, I
dude.
think it's
Great.
crazy that he doesn't. And then for the most part, there might be some give or take, but for the most part, at that point, I allow myself to check my phone for the first time and make sure that nothing major is going on, the world's not falling apart, whatever. And, then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have an 8:30 workout. So if I check my phone, there's no crazy emergencies, I'll run down to my workout. By that point on those 3 days at 9:30 when I'm finished, I am like, I can run through walls.
Yeah.
The whole thing has changed.
That's awesome, man.
So here we are. What can people do this week? It's Monday. They need to start strong. They've heard all this stuff before, probably.
Right.
I'm guessing the people that listen to my podcast have read some books. They've watched some YouTube clips. This isn't new to them, but for some reason, they're probably having trouble actually starting it. So the big thing that changed for me, I'll speak for myself, was when I understood the power of it, handcrafted a routine, started small so that I didn't start out a loser.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've been guilty of doing 10 things.
Yeah.
And then saying I'm going to do 10 things.
Yeah.
And then only doing one and be like, I'm a loser.
Loser. And your whole
forget
day,
this
you're
whole
a
day.
loser. And it's so easy at
And
9
it's 7
p.m.
o'clock.
Yeah, it's so easy at 9 p.m. to think you can do 10 things.
Yeah,
At
for sure.
7 o'clock, you're not doing anything.
Right.
So would you agree? Set them attainable goals. Start
Attainable,
small.
and think about what will work well for you.
Yep.
You know, reading works. Starting off reading works for you. For me, I got to get my blood flowing right out of the gate. I got like 9 kids, dude.
Yep.
You know, so my brain works differently in that I gotta just get the blood flowing faster.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do
I
that.
don't really have 9 kids. I have 4.
Come up with your routine. Start it.
Yeah.
And then, as always, hit us up on IG.
Tell people about it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
You know, you change your habits, change your life, but it's not always easy. So I do encourage you to tell us about it. Tell your boy Kev, tell your boy Drama, tell your family, like, hey, this is what I'm doing, and try to get some people to jump in on it with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hashtag catching a vibe.
Catching a vibe.
Because also, we
No
don't want to
G
make
at the
this
end.
like
Catching
a vibe. If you nail it with no G,
Dope.
we know you really paid attention. So post your, when you finish your morning routine, hashtag catching a vibe, hit up me and Kev, make it cool, make it fun,
Yes.
tell your friends. It will, if you work with yourself, start small, work your way up, find out what works, find out what doesn't, it will 100% change your entire life.
Hands down.
I can say that confidently.
One of the little mottos that I remind myself of, and I say this, I say the world could wait until 11:01. So the practices that I do at home and the practices I do at work are things that I know are going to move my life and business forward.
Yep.
And so I just remind myself the world could wait till 11:01.
Yep.
You have to be a little bit selfish with what you want in your life and with what you want to move your business forward, because there's always going to be people pulling at you certain directions.
Yep.
You deserve to have the ultimate morning, but you got to create it.
Bam, done. Catch
go.
a vibe,
Let's
guys.
go. Catching a vibe.
We'll see you next week.
Yay.
Guys, if you like that and you want to see more like it, as well as vlogs, other web series, and all the random stuff that I'm doing here on YouTube, don't forget to click that subscribe button. You won't regret it, I promise.